Alright, here we go. So, I'm in a pretty good mood because I am wearing my new Changes Justin Bieber shirt. He's playing frickin' hockey on it. But let me show you how frickin' big this shirt is. I ordered it because I wanted it to be oversized. So I ordered a large because like typically wear a medium, it like fits nicely, whatever. I wanted it to be a little bit more oversized so I could tie it and it would be super cute. Because like medium I could tie but like it's not as cute. So large, you know, this is how big it is. Can't even see the whole thing. It's a dress. So like if I tried to tie it to look cute, too big. So I'm gonna just like tuck it into the side and just like go with it and see how it goes. Basically, I asked you guys questions a little while ago asking about if you had any questions. What am I saying? I asked you guys a little while ago if any of you had any questions regarding like school stuff, tips for starting high school or middle school or whatever it might be, or just tips and tricks in general for school related things. And one of the questions that came up was tips and tricks for going to concerts during like the school year. And personally for me, this is something that I have done since there are people outside my house. Hello people, what is up? So basically, yeah, I was going to concerts throughout high school, like the entire high school, even through elementary school. I went to a few concerts when I was like in grade 6 and grade 7, and then besides that, I was going to concerts like grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, all the freaking time. Especially during like grade 10 and up, I tended to go to concerts, even if they're on school days, like, and it was an artist that I really enjoyed. I made it work, but I think I went to a decent amount that I kind of know the tips and tricks for getting your parents to say yes, and also just like handling the whole thing. So for starters, I live about an hour and a half away from Vancouver. It's about an hour drive and about an hour and a half if you're taking transit. For me personally, what I would do once I got a car when I was in grade 12, I ended up just driving to my work and parking at my work and then taking a bus to the SkyTrain and then the SkyTrain to the concert. So it would take about an hour and a half to get downtown. And then before that point, before I had a car, I'd either get a parent to come pick us up from the show or pick us up from the SkyTrain station or pick us up from the bus stop. Whatever it might be, we'd always make it work, and I'd always make sure that my parents kind of knew the plan way ahead of time, so if I needed a ride, they'd be able to help me out, or one of my other friends' parents would be able to help us out. So this definitely is going to depend on how strict your parents are and also where you live. For me, like I said, I live about an hour to an hour and a half away from the venues, so for me it really wasn't that big of a deal to go to a show after school. Like I could go to school, get out of school at 2:40, go home, be home for 3 o'clock, change, and be at the door for 4 to make the show for 7. And I would be there for when the doors open at 6. Like I would be able to make it work, not a freaking problem. I know a lot of people aren't necessarily like this, so it is definitely going to depend on where you live and stuff. If you live a little bit farther away and you're, 3-4 hour drive, you might not be able to go home after the show, so it might be more of a overnight trip and you might have to miss the day of school or such. Here's my honest advice, is to be honest. I know a lot of parents aren't super like fond of, younger kids / teenagers going to concerts because you never know what might happen. If you're honest with them, if you are continuously honest with your parents or your guardian or whoever it might be, and you're continuously telling them the truth and being respectful and being responsible, good things will come out of it. And I know it's like easier said than done, because I know sometimes like, well, maybe I want to go to a party, my parents said no, so I'm gonna like sneak out of the house. I personally never did that. So I, when I wanted to go to a concert or when I wanted to stay out late to go to a show or whatever it might be, that was what I did. I wasn't the kind of person that would go to parties and go to that kind of stuff. Concerts were my party, and my parents knew that. They knew how much they mean to me, and they still know how much they mean to me. They know the concerts are my happy place where I can go and escape, and there's something on my camera that is bothering me. Better. But yeah, so it was a place where I could be myself, and I would go with my friends, and I would see friends that I only see at concerts. And still to this day, there's people that I only ever see at concerts. I only ever see them because some of them live 45 minutes away from me, some of them live an hour and a half away from me, some of them live in Vancouver, some of them live in cities surrounding Vancouver, some of them live on, Vancouver Island, and like, it just depends on, the person, but like, most of the time, I don't see these people unless I go to a show. And it's not that we don't want to hang out, it's not that we don't want to see each other, but it's the fact that a lot of times these people have very different lifestyles from me. They go to different high schools, they go to different, things, they have different sports. Their life is different. And so the only chance we have to really hang out when we're both free, when we both have the option to do so, is at these shows. And my parents knew that. They knew that there's people that I only ever saw, and they're very accepting of that. Again, that comes along with the whole aspect of I was very responsible throughout high school. I was never somebody who went out of my way to hide things from my parents. There were obviously things that I hid from them. I was a teenager just like everybody else. I'm 21 years old now. There's still things that I hide from them. There's a lot of things on my, like, they know I do YouTube, but they don't know what I post and they don't know my channel because there's things on my channel that I hide from them. Simple things like concerts that are in different countries, that are in different states, that they don't necessarily know that I went to, such as the story time that I recently posted of sneaking into a different country to see Why Don't We in concert 6 times. They know about half of them. The other 3, they still have no idea, and one of the 3 that they know about, they think is completely different. So that's my life. And it's not like I'm trying to be deceitful or trying to be, you know, irresponsible or do my own thing sort of thing, but it's the fact of the matter that now I am 21 and it's something that they know I enjoy and I would do it no matter what, but it just saves the argument. So yeah. Anyways, that's a whole nother story that is posted. If you want to hear about it, I'll have a link down below. But basically, being honest and being truthful to your parents throughout high school, being on top of your homework, being on top of your stuff is the best possible way to do that. If you want to go to a show, say on a Tuesday night, and you have the capability to go to the show and come home the same night, not have to stay in a hotel, and be able to wake up the next day for school, you have to be able to prove that to them. Otherwise, it's like, well, you never do your homework, you never are on time for school, you never do this, you never do that. You have to show that you are going to put in the effort, and that if this is something you really want to do, they're going to see that. So if you're always late for school, if you're somebody who can't wake up in the morning, try really, really, really hard to be up for school. Try really hard to be able to be up and be ready to go and be on time for class. If you show that effort that, hey, I'm on time for class, they'll be like, oh, well, then maybe she can stay up late at night and be able to go to the concert and, you know, be able to go to school the next day and not be late. Because the fact of the matter is, your parents are going to want you to go to school. I would hope, at least. And you have to prove to them that you're going to be able to do that, because at the end of the day, why would they want to send you to a concert to see some random artist sing some random songs that you can, at the end of the day, listen to on your phone or watch on YouTube when you're going to be able to miss school? They're not. And, like, as much as I hate that mindset, you have to think of, like, a Karen mindset. Even if your parents are super, super cool, that's fantastic if your parents don't really care that much about certain things like that, like letting you live your life in a sort of way. But most people aren't like that. I know a lot of people, especially the ones asking these questions, asking about concerts and stuff, their parents maybe would let them for certain artists, for certain times, on the weekend, that kind of thing. But there's concerts that are on Tuesdays, on Wednesdays, on Thursdays, on Mondays, on Sunday nights that it doesn't necessarily always work out in your favor being on the weekend. Especially with, you know, the spring tours and stuff, there's a lot of them that end up on school days. It's freaking fantastic when it doesn't, but when it does, I'm rambling, but here are the tips you need to know. So be honest to your parents. Tell them straight out what your plan is, what you want to do, what tickets you want to get, how much the tickets are, how you're going to get there, how you're going to get home. Have the plan all set in stone before you even approach them of the situation. If they're the kind of people that are lenient, that might be like, yeah, you know what, you just go have fun, go do it, figure it out. That's one thing. But if your parents are kind of more on the stricter side or more on the, you know, thinking about your education side, which personally mine were, you have to make sure you go into them, like into the situation, letting them know all the info. So say you want to go to a Demi Lovato concert. That's one that I went. I remember it was on a Tuesday. I don't know why I remember this, but it was on a Tuesday. Maybe it was on a Sunday. I don't know. I think it was on a Tuesday I went to see her. And for me, I really, really, really wanted to go see her. I thought it would be super fun. I thought the show would be really good. It was a Neon Lights tour. I thought it'd be super fun. And for me personally, this show is one that I ended up getting tickets for my birthday. But the reason why I got them for my birthday is because my parents were going to get me something else, and the thing that they were going to get me ended up not working out, so they just gave me the money for that instead. Basically, I went into the situation saying, hey, this is a concert, it's on this day, these are the ticket prices, this is who I'm going with, you know, it's on this day, so, you know, I can bust down, I need a ride home at like 11 o'clock at night sort of thing, I'd be there around that time. School the next day, like I have this class in the morning, so like I can either skip the class or like whatever, because like, you know, it's yearbook or whatever, I have all my work done, there we go. You have the plan set in stone and they know all the information, and they're more likely to know it because you're showing that initiative of, hey, I really want to do this. Here's all the information. I put in the effort. Also, another really, really good thing, which is something that I never really had to deal with because for me personally, I got like all of my homework done in class. I never really had much homework, and when I did, I got it done like right when I got home from school because I just like didn't want to deal with it later, so I just like got it out of the way. I don't remember what I was saying. I got distracted by Twitter. I genuinely don't remember what I was saying. Tickets, Tuesdays, Demi Lovato, I don't remember what I was saying. We're just gonna move on from that topic because, oh my god, this is gonna piss me off. Oh, homework. That's what it was. Make sure you get your homework done. You do not want to be like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go to the show, like blah blah blah, all this stuff. Your parents like, okay, and then you get home from that school today, have a freaking mountain of homework that's due, whatever, Mark's cutoff is next week, you haven't gotten any of it done, and they'd be like, your homework isn't done, you're not going tonight. Because trust me, I know people that have had that happen to them, and it's not fun. Personally, for me, like I said, I got most of my homework done in class. I had a pretty easy schedule. I found most of my schoolwork pretty easy. I didn't try super hard. I was just kind of one of those kids who just kind of understood it for the most part. And you know what? I didn't care that much, which is not the best thing to do. But for me personally, high school was like, whatever, it's school, I'm over it, whatever sort of thing. Like, it wasn't something that I felt like it was really useful for anything. So for me, it was fun. Like, let's just get it done and over with. I know I'm going to need it for college. I don't know what I want to do with my life. Still don't know what I want to do with my life, but let's just get it done. So that's what I did. And if you show that effort, especially beforehand, you show that you're really trying to get all your homework done, you know, you're staying up late or getting up early or getting the extra work done in class, you're going to tutorials, whatever it might be, getting your work done is going to show that responsibility and show that initiative of, hey, I'm going to put in that effort that they're going to want to see. If you get homework on the day of the show, which does happen, try and get it done as much as you can in class. If it's something that you can do on the way to the show or a book or whatever it might be that you can read, do that. If you know that you're going to, for example, miss the next day of school or miss the morning and miss the afternoon or whatever it might be, talk to your teachers about a week before. Or even if you know that like you're going to have absolutely no time, like you're leaving school like straight from school, you're going to the concert and you're going to come home and get home at 1 in the morning, which I know some people do. Make sure you talk to your teachers beforehand, or you look at the curriculum and you look at the course outline and you see, oh hey, I'm going to have an at-home quiz this day that's due the next day. Let me see if I can, you know, grab it from the teacher in the morning and hand it, like whatever it might be. Make it work and be responsible. Plan ahead for those kind of situations or whatever it might be, because if, like I said, if you have homework, parents sometimes are like, you can't go. And it's like, what do you mean? So yeah, I feel like I'm rambling off about a bunch of different random things, and basically the whole moral of this video, the whole point of this video, the major tip is just to be responsible and just to plan ahead. Plan ahead how you're getting there. Plan ahead everything. Figure out the details. Figure out everything before you go and approach your parents, and just be responsible and respectful. And the thing is, if they say no, don't turn it into a big ordeal. Don't necessarily give up. Don't necessarily do this or that or whatever, but like, don't fight them on it. Because if you're like, oh, I want to go to this concert on a Tuesday, and like, no, you don't get your homework done. No, you can't do that. Whatever. Well, prove them wrong. If they say no this time, and it's not, you know, the concert's not for another 6 months, you have that next 6 months to kind of prove yourself. You can say, okay, well, what if I make sure I get all my homework done? I'm never late for the next, you know, month of school, week of school, whatever it might be. Have that, you know, responsibility of stepping up and kind of proving yourself, and then ask them again in a week. Get all your homework done. Step up your grades, whatever it might be. Put in the effort, because when you put in effort, someone else might put in effort, and they might be able to go and pick you up after the show instead of transiting home. So instead of getting home at 1 a.m., you might get home at midnight, and you know, they might be willing to do that for you because you actually stepped up and showed the initiative of, hey, I want to go. And the last thing I'm going to say about this whole thing is, if you have the ability to do so, offer to pay for the show. It's definitely good grounding points. Now, I know jobs aren't necessarily the easiest thing to find right now, just because, you know, COVID and everything, but concerts aren't also a thing right now. So by the time concerts start back up, everybody, you know, things will be reopened. Everything that is going to be reopened will be reopened. So I gotta leave for practice in an hour, and I still have to go eat dinner, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But basically, for me personally, I got a job in the summer between grade 11 and grade 12, so I was actually able to pay for all of my concerts since then. Besides, there's a few that I got for like Christmas presents and birthday presents along the way, but that was a, hey, you know, do you want Ed Sheeran tickets as your Christmas present? I will pay for them now kind of, you know, situation, or birthday or whatever it might be. But if they didn't pay, I would pay for them with my own money. It was kind of just like a, hey, I know you're looking for a birthday present for me. Do you want me to do this? I'll buy the tickets. I just won't pay you back, sort of thing. And I did a few things like that. But besides that, growing up, I did have an allowance. I did chores around the house. And if there's any time that I wanted, you know, a little bit of extra money for a ticket or something, I would ask my mom and be like, hey, you know, I don't have enough money for this ticket. I want to go to this concert. You know, it's on this day doing this, blah, 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 blah. Tickets are $67. I only have $50 in my bank account. Is there a way I could do extra chores around the house? Do you want me to wash your car? Do you want me to vacuum? Do you want me to wipe off the cupboards? Do you want me to reorganize the fridge? What do you want me to do, kind of thing? Are you able to give me a larger allowance for that 1 week so that way I could afford the ticket and whatever? And a lot of times my mom did say yes. If you know, I needed a little bit of extra money, or I wanted, you know, a movie ticket or whatever it might be, I'd be, you know, willing to step up and do a few extra chores around the house. Something that, you know, she was going to do that now I would do for her. That would give her that, you know, a little bit of extra freedom. She could sit down and then I'd be able to go enjoy whatever that thing I wanted to do. Now, I know this isn't the situation with everybody, but if you have the ability to do something like that, or to work a job or whatever it might be, I would recommend doing it, because when you have the financial means to do so, people are a lot more likely to say yes. Because if you have the money, it's your money, and it's like you can spend it how you want sort of thing, as long as you're responsible, as long as you're kind of, you know, being, you know, responsible at the end of the day, then it's your money kind of thing. So if you have the ability to do that, which I know not everybody has the ability to go get a job right now, a lot of you guys are younger, but even if it's like a summer job and you're working over the summer and you're just saving up a little bit of money for, you know, fun things throughout the school year or things like that, it definitely shows that kind of effort and dedication for wanting to do that. So definitely helps. Simple things like paper routes, or, you know, selling things on Etsy or Redbubble or whatever it might be. Just a little bit of extra cash here and there. Babysitting jobs, you know, extra little cash things, which if you search, people, you know, have tips for how to make some extra money here and there. But anyways, that is it. Like I said, I do have to leave for practice in an hour, and I haven't eaten, I haven't changed, I haven't unpacked my suitcase, so I have a lot to do. I also have to organize my ride. I think I'm driving actually, so I need to take my dad's car and get some stuff done. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and if you have any other sort of like questions or topics or comments or anything you want to either add on to this video or expand on, or just different things in general that you want me to talk about, definitely let me know. I'm really going to be trying to do more concert type videos. I have a few videos coming out soon, hopefully, if I actually get to filming them, about things I bring to concerts, tips for like packing your bag, and, you know, outfits and do's and don'ts of, you know, your body, not your body, but you know what I mean, like what to wear and how to do your hair and makeup and stuff for outdoor venues or summer shows or winter shows and all that kind of stuff, because I have been through the trial and error, and if I can give you guys the advice on, you know, what to do and what not to do with certain shows and certain things, it would be a whole lot better than you having to go through it yourself, because trust me, having wet, frozen feet and standing in a GA pit is not a fun time. So if I can tell you how to avoid that and not go through it yourself, you're welcome, because I did, and it's not fun. But anyways, with that being said, I'm gonna head out now. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you like it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and you comment down below any of those things that I said before. Also, you can feel free to go down to the description and check out any of the links down below. I have actually my link for SeatGeek. I don't have my own code. I mean, SeatGeek, if you want to hook me up with the code, I would literally promote it in every single one of my videos. But they don't know who I am. They don't know I exist. So they've just taken my money. I do have a friends and family code though, and if you use my code, you can get 20% off of your first purchase. So hopefully by the time this video gets posted, which will probably not be for a couple weeks from now, things still aren't going to be back to normal. Who am I kidding? It's end of July. This has been going on since February, so yeah. But I do have some fun things down below, like my Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, which I'm on a lot. So if you want to check any of those out and DM me and we can talk, and whatever, feel free to check them out. Also, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you subscribed and turn on your post notifications. I am really trying to hit 5K by the end of this summer. I know it's a long way to go, and I know it's probably not realistic, but at least by like the end of this year, I'm just like really hoping to hit 5K. So like, if y'all want to help me out, I would really appreciate it. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Anyways, with that being said, I've said this 8 times, I'm gonna head out now and go and not be a lazy piece of garbage and get my life on track. So, talk to y'all later. See you soon. Peace out. I was gonna put my foot on the camera to like end it, but I feel like I don't want to do that, so I'm gonna use my hand. Alright. Goodbye. What am I doing?